Okay.
Did you want to do your admin stuff, Jenny?
Welcome everybody. I know I do acknowledge that it is a long weekend, and people are probably away and thinking of all the other things that we could be doing this long weekend. So a special thanks to Lee for actually making the space and the time to present with us tonight with Di.
I'm just right here.
On the admin front, we're recording the session. Thanks, Janine. And that recording will be available at the end to access and refer to in the future. And we'll take a note of people that are attending. And if you want to ask any questions or raise a discussion point during the Zoom, you're more than welcome to do so by either using the chat function or just putting your hand up, and I'll just watch out for those questions. So yeah, welcome. And over to you, Lee and Di.
Lovely, thanks, Jenny. Okay, hi. So I thought my topic could be on medal tests, since it's the season to be doing them at the moment, and just going through some etiquette, I guess, that maybe is getting forgotten as generations change and different people come in and out of the sport, and I think that these things are still quite important. So contrary to popular belief, we don't go in there as judges to a medal test with the idea of failing everybody. We don't like giving that result as much as skaters and coaches, support people, don't like to receive it either. But as judges, we are required to make sure that a standard and quality is met as per the rules that define the sport through requirements that make an item like a spin is 3 revolutions. You know, a jump has edge in, edge out, that sort of thing. So that's what we're there to do, to make sure that the skater meets the standard. It does not have to be brilliant. It does not have to be perfect. It just needs to be good. Good could be like a jump. It may not have a fast entry. It may not have height. It may not travel a lot in the air, but it has started off on the correct edge, done the correct rotation, and landed on the correct edge. That's good. Okay, so we're not wanting 100% perfection. We'll start off with figures, and at the start of the medal test schedule document, there's a few rules, procedures for medal tests. And the first one I want to bring attention to is the requirements of each for doing figures and dance test. So you have to skate the figures and the dances in the order that they are listed in the medal test requirements, and the test is done without reason, to stop. So in figures, there's been a tendency in some areas, clubs, the skater will do one figure, then toddle off the floor, go chat to their coach, come back again. This is not correct. Okay, so once you start the test, so we'll keep talking about figures, you go through the whole test without stopping. Obviously, you catch your breath between each figure, but essentially there is no reason for a stop, except when we get into the tests that have the loop figure. And at that point in a figure test, the judges may chat with the referee to see if, sometimes it's easy if there's a reskate required, to do that before, on the big circles, to do that before changing the actions or skates of the skater and doing the loop. It just sometimes can just save a lot of unnecessary disruption for the skater, and we will choose that option from time to time. And the other thing is to remember in figure tests, it is 3 rounds on each foot, as opposed to competition, which can sometimes just be 2 rounds for the non-world skate grades. What else can we think? So at the end of a test, so everything that gets talked with the referee, so at the end of a test, the judges will chat with the referee, give the initial indication of a pass or a fail, or if there's any reskates required. Now, these reskates are not intended to be a whole training session for another 10, 15 minutes. It's just the coach to give a few hints, help to the skater, and then they go out, they can have a little bit of a warm-up and then perform the figure or the free skating element again. If you are at the stage where you are given a chance for a reskate, this is good. Do not go into panic mode and think, oh my goodness, I've really mucked something up. You might have, but it is giving you, the skater, another opportunity to fix a certain element. It means you are close. You're very close to passing, but the judges just need to see the item performed again, just to make sure it's within order. Okay, so think of a reskate as good. Okay, so I think that's all with figures. Mainly the thing is that the test is done in one go, and as I say, we may, changing from the big circles to the loops, indicate to the skater you have the choice. We want you to reskate a big circle, or you can carry on, finish your loops, and come back to the big circle. We're not that scary. We try to make things as easy and comfortable for the skater while they're doing the test. Okay, so that's all on the figures. Free skating. I think the biggest thing at the moment is items of missed content that hasn't been executed. You cannot have a reskate, and therefore it must be a fail. Now, if you look carefully at the free skating tests, in every test, there is a required element of artistry, artistic impression. We are not expecting you to do grand world-class artistry. There must be some artistry. For the skater that goes out in their medal test with arms parallel like they're doing a figure test, that is not artistry. That is a missed element, and therefore it cannot be reskated. It's so simple to do, so easy to put in. As I say, it does not have to be much, it does not have to be fantastic, but just some nice arm movements, even just finishing a spin off. In the footwork sequence is the most ideal opportunity to do some artistry, just so that we know you're listening to the music. And it does not matter. Some coaches like to use the same piece of music. If they might have 5 skaters doing the same free skating number 2 test, they use the same piece of music. That is fine, that's brilliant. They can all put their own interpretation in, but there needs to be artistic impression. As I say, if you have not skated the element, you cannot have a reskate, and therefore it's you can't get a pass. What else was going to say in the free skating? Oh, yeah, that we had the other day, the sauerkraut, the delightful sauerkraut. In the dictionary, it is an edge jump. We only have it as a single jump requirement in free skating test number 3 and free skating test number 4. It must be done on an edge, no toe stop takeoffs. Okay, this is because that's what's in the dictionary, and that's, as judges, what we are required to judge to. other weak part that's coming up in the free skating test would be the stroking footwork. Okay, so this might be changing once Star Skate comes in, but at the moment it's there. And the idea of this part of the test, the stroking test, is to get speed usually, to get control, to get power. We are when you look at the world skating overseas, we are very slow, very, very slow. Can't hide it, we are. So these stroking tests were initially brought in to try and speed up our skill level with that regard. So I don't think they're just going around doing a few crossovers and doing a few glide extensions. There's a purpose for them. Usually speed, usually control, usually power. And the dance, once again, just you do one dance after the other. Once you finish your dance, you usually go back to where you'll start the second dance or third dance. And then once it's completed, you return to your coach or your support person and just wait for the referee to come and have a chat. Now, with these conversations, it is ideal if the coach, support person and skater come out onto the floor and chat to the referee away from the sideline, away from 101 ears, because this is a conversation that's for you and your coach or support person. You don't need half the club listening to this conversation. If you want to repeat it, that's fine, but the initial stage is just a private conversation between you, okay? And it takes away that embarrassment, awkwardness in any of those situations if you're too near the barrier. So please walk out and meet the referee when they indicate they're ready to have a chat to you. I think that is it. Oh, so, and if you're doing pairs tests and precision tests, quite often you will have to do it quite a few times. So the judge will need to judge the female skater, then judge the male partner. Precision tests, if there's 8 people in it, sometimes you will need to skate it 8 times so that the judges can look at each and every individual skater in that team. So just be prepared for that in the pairs and the team. Medal tests. What have I missed, Di? Anything else we're coming across? Tests we've been going to generally, clubs have been good getting paperwork ready, but just make sure it is ready. We don't want to do handwriting on the side of the rink. Yeah, so I think that's it. Any questions on that? Anyone had any hiccups at a medal test lately that they need clarification on? No, good. So no, we always much prefer to give you a pass. As I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, just needs to be good and correct. Even with figures, you don't have to stay exactly on the line. Well, number 9 and 10 you do. But the other ones, don't panic that you've done an odd turn or a bit of a subcurve. If the judge can see you generally know what you're doing, you've got control, it's fine. Okay. But there's obvious things in loops. You don't hitch. Yeah, you've got to have the correct rhythm and everything going in a loop to show you've got control, which is what it's all about. Just trying to think. I think that's all my notes. No one else got any hiccups there? So the benefit of medal tests too is just having that one-on-one chat with the referee. So the referee, when they talk to you, they have collated all the points and comments from the judges. They don't offer their own interpretation. The referee is there to see that all the rules are adhered to and that we've judged correctly and properly and haven't missed anything. Okay, so all the comments that are passed to you from the referee are from the judges. Because it'd be a bit daunting if you're there with the referee and 3 judges all throwing information at you. So the referee is the spokesperson. Yeah, that's my bit. So next bit, how to become one of these wonderful judges.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
My turn. I was just gonna, just as you mentioned about the paperwork, Lee, I think if there's any, I did have a contact from a club secretary the other week around the process for medal tests in terms of the paperwork and all that admin stuff. So if you do have a club secretary that's unsure, either go through to Janine or the New Zealand Academy officials. So as of today, we do have a new contact. It was quite timely setting that up. Contact email address, which is nzacademyofofficials@gmail.com. So intro to becoming a judge. So the formal process, I'll just go through that, and it covers all officials actually. So if you're interested in officiating in any capacity, whether it's judging, announcing, marshalling, data operating, am I missing something? Yeah, any capacity that you're interested in assisting with, the first point is to just contact us. Whether you want to have a conversation with us, we like Lee said, we don't want to be scary. So while I'm saying this is a formal process, it's just basically the steps that we go through to get you to those various points. So what we would do is check that you're club registered and also registered with the NZFRS. And once you've contacted us, we will ask you to complete the License to Learn workbook. And what that is it's an open workbook that you will be given 30 days to complete, so in your own time. And that entails a lot of finding of rules and regulations across the World Skate rules and regs, but also the New Zealand ones. So it's really a good starting point for you to know where to look for information. So once you're in a judging role or any other officiating role, we're always referring to I call them my Bibles. Keep them by my bed. It's knowing where to go for information. So if something pops up about dance, you know you've got to go to dance, or if something pops up about a referee issue, you know you need to go to maybe general requirements or a certain discipline. And that goes for everybody, not just judges. So you'll have 30 days to complete the workbook, and that will get marked. We have a examiner that will mark that, and that's, can I say the name, Lee? Yeah, because Raywin's here. Hi, Raywin. Raywin is our marker of the License to Learn workbook. So Raywin is checking that you're actually understanding what you're writing as well. So she may come back to you directly if she's got anything that she would like you to clarify, or maybe something that's not quite right, just to point you in the right direction, just to be sure that you're understanding. And from here, we would then direct you to your chief. So whether it's the chief calculator or the announcing team or the marshalling team, the judging team, and from there you will pathway out. So don't worry if you want to put your hand up to get involved and you're not sure what area you want to go in. That's not a problem, because we have people with many hats and there's always roles that need filling. And yeah, so in terms of judging, from this point, we really want you to be reading rules, but we would also then get you to start doing some mock judging, and we're trying to elaborate on our current process. We've just done about the last 2 or 3 years, it's been a transition phase with Roll Art. And so we would try and put you in touch with a senior judge at a competition to do some mentoring, so you know exactly what it is that you need to be doing and what you're looking for. So yeah, to begin with, it's a lot of practice and understanding what it is that you're applying from your rules and your regulations to what you're seeing on the skating floor. What else? Oh, we would also ask, at this point, we would also get you to register next time you do your New Zealand registration, is to register yourself as an official as well. So you're kept in the loop with everything. And that's the very intro starting part. Lee, do we need to elaborate anything further?
No, that sounds, well, we know what it's all about, so it sounds easy enough. But I was just thinking, when I was a wee 15-year-old, I had no idea that I wanted to be a judge. My dear mother asked the coach at the rink, how do you get to be a judge? And next minute there's a judging school was happening, and I got involved. And then Manawatu invited me to Laurie Hasty. I didn't even know where Manawatu was. Drove in my car from Gisborne, and 40 years later I'm still a judge. So it's just something I found worked for me. And yeah, so you don't even have to realise it's something you want to do. It just give it a go, and you might surprise yourself.
Does anyone
I
have
don't-
any questions? I've just put
No,
the
I
email
don't.
address in the group chat.
That's a good idea. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, no, I've just done that.
Cool, sweet.
Yeah, so yes.
But yeah, we're definitely would love a lot more judges to show an interest. We try and not to ensure you don't get put on any event or any situation that you feel uncomfortable with, awkward about, anything like that. We try to work in with what works with you, but there's a lot of knowledge out there, neat discussions to have with other judges, just their viewpoint on what you've all just seen. It's like, people are required to give a witness description, and 10 people give the description of the same event, and they see 10 different things. So it's neat to have those conversations and just see where everyone else is coming from, and hopefully with a lot of our seminars and chatting, we all start to hone in and have the same aspect that we're judging from.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say that, as Lee and Di have mentioned, you don't need to know exactly what pathway you want to take. You know, just put your hand up, potentially do that license to learn, and then you'll find an avenue that suits you best. That tends to happen, especially with, you know, the conversations that you'll start having with the officials, and the experiences you'll have at some of the competitions. The pathway will come clearer to you once you start participating and working with your mentor and the other officials. And as Lee says, we certainly do need more officials, more volunteers in our skating community. So we'd love you to all put your hands up and say, yep, I'll help out.
Yeah, like I know I could never be an announcer. I can't handle that. Hearing my voice 10 seconds later, That's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find your
Um,
forte for sure.
Yeah. And even if you're at a competition, and I mean, we're always just needing people even to video, and that's an awesome place to start because you get to hear a lot, you get to see a lot. If you are actually interested in the judging area, we can give you a headset so you can listen. Same with data operator, we can give you a headset so you can listen to the lingo. But yeah, don't be afraid, just reach out, and yeah, we can give you something to do.
Yeah, that's a really
Yes.
good point there, Di, because as a visual recorder, you know, there have been many opportunities for our younger officials that have done the license to learn to actually sit at a table at an event with a headset on and just practice and do their mock judging when they're doing the judging pathway, or vice versa with visual recording. You can just pick up and learn so much when you're sitting with the panel. And it's a really great community of people to work alongside with too.
Yeah, definitely, because like yourself, Jenny, you know, you start off doing the visual recording and then you tap into doing a bit of pre-calling when we're shorter people, and you think, oh, I could almost do that data entry stuff too, and you just slowly see how it all works. And
Yeah. So it's very timely that you created that New Zealand Academy of Officials email address today, Di.
Awesome.
Now,
Oh.
any questions? Please don't be shy. Comments, stories.
I have one. It's not about what we've been talking about now. Yvonne, I've been listening into some of the figures, and I note that they're reading out the results 4.1, 5.6. Our current understanding is that we're just 4.156 type thing. Is there going to be a change, or is that just one person doing it differently? Are you aware of that?
So you noticed it here. Do you mean at the World Cup?
Yes.
Ah, not sure
Okay.
actually. That's something I can find out while I'm here, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. It's just something I picked up on when I was listening to it.
Oh, I didn't actually notice myself.
And it certainly helps if we can do the same thing, because then it's one less thing to be different when a skater does go overseas.
So there is I do know that there is a protocol coming out from the ATC, the World Skate ATC, and therefore the OATC. But we haven't had a copy of it yet. So that might give some more clarification, Roger.
Cool. Okay, we'll just wait till we get that then. Cool.
But yeah, I didn't actually even notice that. I was too busy watching the beautiful figures.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you.
We've just got a really neat comment from Jessica Shirley in the chat channel. Judging is fun. That's my comment. Thanks, Jess.
It's good.
You should try announcing, Jess.
No, don't go to the dark side.
Oh, God. Lee.
Sonia, do you want to pass the cup? While I'm here in Germany, I'll show you the beautiful cup that Ben Shirley
Oh, wow.
was awarded as the second place in youth men's.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Did they get medals as well, or was it just the trophy?
No, just the cups. And they say that that's what they do here in Europe, is they're all cups. Yeah, it's a common thing. So there you go. Very exciting and well deserved too.
Really appreciate doing the live streaming from you guys. It was great.
Yeah.
Incredible. Right.
So yeah, I guess back to what with Di, if you're wanting to start, just in any official capacity, see any one of us at a competition, or if that's too scary for you, maybe ask your coach to approach any one of us, Roger, me, what's the name? Holly, for any other officials aspect, or get your ask your club secretary to flick a note to the new email and we'll help you out. So you can quietly do things in the background if you want to first. You don't just have to rock on up and ask too many questions. It's easy.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Lee, for this session. It's been really valuable, and thanks, Di, for explaining how people can express their interest to start their pathway into officialdoms. It's been really great just listening to this tonight, and I hope it's given everybody something to think about and something to consider. Spread the word, and we're going to have another Zoom in 2 weeks' time on the 5th of November, and it's going to be facilitated by Janine and Yvonne, and it's going to be on the 2024 New Zealand requirements and regs. So watch the space, spread the word, and let's zoom in 2 weeks' time. But have a lovely day off tomorrow on Labour Day, and I hope the camp's not too full for you. Or do we not want to go there?
You don't want to go there.
Okay, so we owe you, right?
Yeah.